I just wanted to get into a brief video tutorial on setting up WWPass authentication inside of Auth0. So a couple prerequisites. You're going to need a WWPass developer account. I'm going to show you kind of how easy that is to set up. I already have the account set up, so I'm just going to show you what you need to do. All you need to do is log in using our WWPass key app here. Download that from the App Store. There's a short setup process in which you'll set a PIN. However, once you've set all of that up, logging into a WWPass developer account is just as easy as scanning the QR code and approving the login. So the other sort of prerequisite before we dive into the setup is signing up with Auth0 if you don't already have an Auth0 account. I already do, so we're just going to continue to the login. However, if you didn't, you would just sign up here. It's a relatively straightforward process. And this is just their sort of getting started dashboard, but we're going to head back on over to the WWPass developer site here, and then we'll dive right into the setup. All right, so now that we're back into the manage.wwpass.com and we've logged in as a developer, we're actually going to come on over to Auth0 in the sidebar here. Click on that. We're going to add a new Auth0 web application. First step is to add your domain name. That's just the domain name of your application or website that you're going to use to log in with WWPass. So ours is auth0.gsnh.us. Our tenant name, we're actually, I'll show you where that's located if you don't have it already. This is the tenant name here in Auth0, but it's already sort of in here for us. We've done a few tests. So I'm going to add the domain. Select HTTP verification. All right, so while I was editing, I realized I forgot to mention that you can also do this using TXT or CNAME verification in your DNS configuration. All right, back to the original clip. So this is sort of the important step here. Once you have this, you're going to need to upload the verification file to your server and make it accessible at the following address. The address will be displayed for you. This is our example, but it is going to take me just a second to get that sort of handled on my end, so I'll be right back. So I just got back from uploading, basically finishing step 2 displayed on the screen here, uploading the verification file and making it accessible. So in order to confirm that this worked, we're just going to click verify domain. This process does take just a couple seconds, or it can take like 30 seconds or more. It's creating database table entries. It's sort of doing a lot of work on the back end. So it can be, a moment. That one was pretty quick. So the next step, we have verified the file entry there. The next step is to navigate on over. I will note these will be used very quickly here, but we're going to navigate over back to Auth0. We're going to come into authentication, enterprise, go down to OpenID Connect, and we're going to create. Now the connection name, we're going to do WWPass. This just has to be an identifier so that you can correlate it in Auth0's on Auth0's side with us. Now this you're going to get. I've already got it here, but if we go back here, it's just this issuer URL. So take that. Like I said, I've already got mine. The client ID we're also going to get back from the WWPass developer site. All right, we're going to copy paste. Oops. All right, now take note of this, but all we have to do now is make sure this is toggled on and create. Whoops. Looks like we've already done that one. So we're just going to make a small change on our end. So on this screen, we're actually just going to enable display connection as a button. This the DNS that, or excuse me, the domain that we have set up doesn't actually have anything on it at the moment. But in your application, make sure that that's clicked. Hit save. All right. So sort of the last thing to do here is come on into this. You can also get to your application from the sidebar by clicking this. So we've enabled WWPass authentication inside of Auth0 to that web application domain. We're going to go into the default app. This is just a kind of an example application. I'm going to come up here to connections, and we're going to enable the one that we just made. I had already created one earlier just as a test, so that's why we weren't able to create the same name. But enable that, and you should be all set. So if you have any issues, if you run into anything, there could be like a DNS error that you get when you verify that that issuer or verify that file to the server. If that happens, you can just re-verify. It should work just fine. But if you have any questions, run into any issues, please feel free to reach out. We'd be happy to help.